Welcome to my YouTube channel, 90% Native. My name is Michelle and I garden in Northern Virginia in Zone 7A. Today I wanted to get outside for a few minutes because most of my videos have all been inside for the past couple months. But today what I want to do is I want to take you downstairs and show you my seedling room and see what's sprouting and what I'm looking forward to planting this summer. As you can see behind me, we had a snowstorm yesterday, so we got about, let's see, maybe like 3 inches of snow. I did go out and cover some of my cool season vegetables just in case, so hopefully they're okay. I think they will be. And yeah, I'll be looking forward to this snow melting so I can get back at it in my vegetable garden and my native plant garden. Okay, so I will see you downstairs. One stop before we go downstairs is my kitchen table. I have a couple things sitting on my kitchen table waiting to germinate, so let me show you those. So right here, this front flat, I have all nasturtiums. I have yellow, orange, and red nasturtiums. So the orange is the Empress of India, the red is the black velvet, and then the yellow is the butterscotch. Butterscotch is from Botanical Interests. Empress of India is from Everwild, and then the black velvet is, I think that might be a Botanical Interest as well. And then this is just another flat of the same nasturtiums. And then right here, I started a flat of, we have cucumbers. So I have Space Master cucumbers, I have salt and pepper cucumbers that I'm hoping to do some pickles with, and I also have silver slicer cucumbers as well. The rest of the pots here are sweet peas. I think they're a little late to be sown, but that's okay. They were the extras that I never got around to planting, so I figured I'd go ahead and do it now. So now I'm really going to go down to the basement. Okay, so I am finally down in the basement, and this is my seedling room. You'll have to excuse the mess. I did a major reorganization project this winter, and a lot of these things off to this side over here are going to my niece, but she just hasn't picked them up yet. So let me go ahead and give you a tour. So up top here, we have zinnias and marigolds. So I have a lot of French marigolds that I'm planting with my vegetables to keep the pests away. I have zinnias just because I love them. I have, let's see, giant pink, deep red, and then I have giant marigold or giant yellow marigold and giant orange marigold. Now these guys are not, you know, for the pollinators, they're more for me, so I will say that. So these are my marigolds and some of my zinnias. Oh, and then in the back corner I have some salmon rose scabiosa and some Oxford blue scabiosa. Next to that, yesterday I decided to plant some extra herbs. I just really want herbs everywhere. I want to be able to pop them into holes in the cutting gardens, and maybe some of the perennial herbs I will pop into some of the drier spaces in my native gardens where there's sun, because I'm hoping that will prevent the deer from browsing on my natives. And so what we have here is oregano, that's marjoram oregano, holy basil, which is going to be everywhere this year. I have lemon basil, thyme, cilantro / coriander, common oregano, chamomile, and Genovese basil. So some of these are covered with, what's that called? Excuse my yellow fly traps, but they're covered with vermiculite, and some are just covered with cinnamon. The cinnamon is to deter fungus gnats. The vermiculite is to keep in moisture, and the ones that I left bare are seeds that need light to germinate. So typically I'll put vermiculite on top of there because the light will get in. This time I just decided not to, just to see what would happen. Okay, so moving over to the right, these are all zinnias except for some holy basil and some gomphrena. So I have zinnia, this is Illuminati or Illumination, a classic zinnia, which is a combination of red, well no, orange, yellow, and white. Here's another Illumination zinnia. Then we have exquisite, and over here more exquisite. Oh, Isabellina is a small yellow zinnia. I have Mighty Lion, which is a large orange one. Canary Bird has more of like a very subtle yellow color. Inca is an orange, I think it's a cactus looking one if I'm not mistaken. And then Peruvian is in the very back corner, and that one is more like your traditional zinnias as well. So to the right of those zinnias, I have some dill. I have 3 different types of dill back there. I have bouquet, ducat, and leafy dill, I don't know. And then I have some chamomile, German chamomile, which is blooming, and some borage, which is about to bloom too. I have my Snapdragons, which you probably saw me sowing. So I have red, orange, and yellow Snapdragons. And then here I have some Cosmos. This is the afternoon white Cosmos. Okay, over here, cinnamon and my magnifying glass when it's really early and I just want to see life. So here I have a couple sweet peas. These ones I got from the UK. They were a Sarah Raven favorite. And here's some more sweet peas. One right here is starting to germinate. And if you saw my video where I was sowing seeds and I was putting some in flats outside to get the cold winter and some inside, these back ones here are the ones that I did that went directly downstairs. These are the natives that don't take any cold stratification or anything like that to germinate. So we have Slender Mountain Mint and Prairie Sundrops. Now, there are not as many seedlings there as I expected. So right now it looks like the flats that I did outside might be the winners. And then over here I have purple hyacinth bean, which I'll use decoratively in my cutting garden and maybe along my deck. And then a couple more early sweet peas here. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the far left hand side and take you all the way to the right again. So here I have a lot of cold season vegetables and tomatoes actually. So I have that Dr. Witchy's tomato, I have Paul Robeson, and then the black strawberry. And then next to that I have broccoli, burgundy broccoli, I have burgundy broccoli, and I have some Mexican sunflowers, and then let's see, some more tomatoes, mortgage lifters up here. These seedlings are red Russian kale, all in here. Broccoli, this is, oh, I don't remember the full name of it. I have an abbreviation there. And here, up here are like cauliflower snowballs. And then I have some dino kale up here. So what I'm gonna do in this flat is I'm gonna take all the tomatoes out, I'm gonna take the Mexican sunflowers out, and then starting tomorrow when the temperatures are supposed to get to 60 and above, I'll be putting this flat out during the day, every day. And then probably planting out the seedlings next weekend, and they will come in during the week. Or I'm sorry, they will come in the evening so they don't get too cold. Okay, and then next to those vegetables I have, let's see if we can get it in there. I have Cosmos. So I have Rosetta Cosmos, Seashells Cosmos, afternoon white, and then in the back there I have some sage. And then moving over again, let me pull these out a little bit. Here I have holy basil, marjoram, wintertime, cilantro, oregano, cinnamon basil, which was a recommendation from one of the viewers. This was all supposed to be lemon balm. I don't know what happened. I think those are the only lemon balms. So we got some flyaway seeds in there. And then I have Cosmos bright lights. Cosmos bright lights are a really great pollinator attractor, and they're really hard worker in the garden. They really just bloom and look beautiful. Okay, then to the right of that tray I have a lot of basils. You may have seen me sow all these basils. I'm super excited about basils this year. We have lemon basil, dark opal basil, holy basil, holy basil. Back here we have Aromatica, OG basil, and then we have amethyst basil, purple Petra basil. So here I have all my basils. So we have, what's this one? Okay, lemon basil, OG Aromatica basil, dark opal basil, amethyst basil, smells so good, purple Petra basil, actually this is the amethyst basil, sorry, amethyst basil, purple Petra basil, some more holy basil, my favorite, oh my gosh, smells so good, holy basil. Then we have sweet Thai basil and Genovese basil here. And then I have a couple little seed flats of purple coneflower that I'm going to pop in around the cutting garden for the pollinators. Okay, now moving over. These are seed flats that I thought needed a heating pad. I'm just using heating pads for the first time, or seedling heating trays. So just to show you something that hasn't worked out for me, one of the experiments I was doing with these natives where they don't require, some of them don't require any cold stratification process, or I cold stratified them in the refrigerator, and then I'm trying to get them to germinate inside to see if they'll get larger than the ones that I just sowed and put outdoors in seed flats. So here we have the bluebells, the fire pink, purple headed sneezeweed. All of those are not faring so well. But I do have, let's see, lemon balm, some more lemon balm, and more common thyme, germinating. My dahlias, the Bishop's Children dahlias, those were a total and utter bust. I don't even know what I did wrong there. I got nothing to germinate. And then back here was one of my favorite zinnias that I was so excited about. It's called Red Spider Zinnia. And that little flat, I only got 2 to germinate. So I did another bunch, and I'm just wondering if it's because it needed a heating mat. I didn't put that little flat on this heating mat here until well after I put them down here. So then over here I did another heating mat, and I have, let's see, cherry tomatoes, berries, crazy cherries. I have sun gold, let's see, blue boar berries, sun gold, and then I have back there is a row of cucamelons, which I'm really excited about this year. Then I have some straw flower, lime basil, parsley, and another flat of red zinnia, which I have one more germinating, and then nigella. So these are all plants that I thought needed a little more heat to germinate. I also have a little heater in this room. And I did have the purple hyacinth beans on the heated mat until they germinated, and I think those need heat, and some of these ones down here need heat, so we'll see how well they do. Like the cucamelons, it's almost like the cucamelons and the purple hyacinth bean vines and the cherry tomatoes and the parsley. As soon as I put them on the heat mats, they started germinating, so that's great. But then I'm keeping the nasturtiums and the sweet peas upstairs because it is a little hot in this room. So I read that nasturtiums want between 55 and 65 degrees to germinate. So I read that nasturtiums want 55 to 65 degrees to germinate. So I have them upstairs. It's a little cooler upstairs because this room has the little heater in it. Hopefully I'll get those to start germinating shortly. I'm actually going to run out today and buy all new nasturtium seeds and some other things as well, just because number one, I soaked my nasturtium seeds too long, and so just a little worried they're not going to germinate. So I just want to have backups in case. And then I wanted to get, I think I want to try globe artichoke. I know it's a little late, but I'm going to just do it anyway. And there were a couple other things that I just wanted to get extra seedlings of. So that's it. This is my seedling room. I just have normal shop lights. I think they're called like T12 or T5 shop lights. And I just, let me show you here. I just have them connected with little hooks and chains. And I can't remember the bulb. I can't remember the bulb strength that I'm using. I feel like I would have used like the Daylight, Kelvin's Daylight, which I think Kelvin Daylight is like 5200. I'm not 100%. So you might want to do some research there and not necessarily take my opinion. I used to have these guys on a remote timer so that the lights would be on in here for about 16 hours a day, and I forgot how to work this stupid thing, so now I'm just leaving the lights on all the time, which, you know, probably isn't the best, but things are living, so that's good. Let's see. I think that's it for today. So thank you so much for joining me on my seedling room tour, and I hope you are enjoying your time getting your seeds ready. And if you want to share any tips or tricks that you're doing this year or that new to you or things that work for you, why don't you leave a comment for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing, sending to your gardening friends, or liking this video. Thank you, and we will see you again next time.